Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to episode 28 of the Frontline Black News. I am your host, Che Nkrumah. I'm joined with my other host, Lady Che, and we will be discussing several things tonight. We are also joined by our political prisoner, who is our anchor man, the one and only Ramel Understanding, who is a political prisoner in the Carl State Mental Hospital. And hopefully, we'll have other guests joining us tonight. But the show must go on, so here we go. We will be discussing Tangibles 2021, the California recall election, Phil Wesier investigation at APD, Biden's impeachment over vaccine mandates, Tate Anderson investigation concludes, Don Lemon condemns unvaccinated, Capitol riot rally or J6 rally, unhoused neighbor sweeps, and other unhoused neighbor news. So, the first thing we will be discussing is Tangibles 2021. This is the year, the decade of tangibles, and we're going to continue to demand something for our vote if we're going to participate in this political process. As I've stated on numerous previous shows, we are demanding something for our vote. Foundation of Black Americans, American descendants of slavery, the people that built this country, are demanding something for our votes. Any of these politicians that are seeking our votes, we are demanding something for our vote, something tangible, not symbolic, but tangible. That's something concrete. That's something legislatively concrete. You have all these other groups getting tangible benefits. We are the only group in this country that has not gotten any tangible benefits. And we're saying enough is enough of it. We're tired of the malign neglect policy that's been in effect since the Nixon administration, which lumps us into broad, ambiguous terms such as people of color, minorities, marginalized, and so on and so forth. Enough is enough of it. If any of these politicians want our vote, they're going to have to do something specifically for us, or we're just not going to vote for them. And both of the two-party system can collapse, mainly the Democrats, because what is it, 80% of Black people vote Democratic? Well, how's that been working out for you, Black family? The Democrats have been shitting on us, telling us it's rain, and pissing on us, telling us it's rain, and shitting on us, telling us it's snow. Enough is enough of this. And we're still waiting on you Biden supporters. We're still waiting on you Biden supporters to tell us what tangible benefits we're getting from a Biden administration. We've got nothing tangible from a Biden administration. We've gotten vaccines. There's nothing tangible about that. We've gotten Juneteenth as a national holiday. There's nothing tangible about that. You got in Hip Hop Day. There's nothing tangible about that. You've got in Hip Hop Month. There's nothing tangible about that. So we're still waiting on you Biden supporters to tell us what tangible benefits we're getting from a Biden administration. Biden has been in office for 9-10 months now, and we still have not gotten any tangible benefits. And all of y'all said we just can't have 4 more years of Trump, and we got to get Trump out, and we got to get Biden in. How's that working out for you, Black family? That was supporting Biden and then still supporting Biden. You see how he's doing the Haitian immigrants at the border. How is that working out for us? How is that working out for Black people? Are we doing any better under Biden? I'm still waiting on you Biden supporters to tell me that. So we're still waiting on tangibles. So any politician that's seeking your vote at the local, municipal, state, federal, demand something for your vote, family. If you're going to participate in the political process, demand something for your vote. That's all we're stressing here on Frontline Black News. Demand something for your vote, something tangible, something concrete, Something you can count, measure. All these other groups, they don't have these issues. They get tangible benefits. The LGBTQ gets tangible benefits. Illegal immigrants that aren't even citizens get tangible benefits. White women get tangible benefits. The Afghanis, who definitely aren't citizens, or refugees, are getting tangible benefits. But your black ass, who built this country, your ancestors whose blood, sweat, and toil built this country, aren't getting nothing but a FU. So we're saying FU Biden and anybody that voted for you. Because we're tired of this. Y'all did all this fear mongering the whole 2020. We have to vote for Biden. How's that working out, black family? How is that working out for you? Oh, you got some stimulus checks. Oh, that went to everybody. Did we get anything specifically for us? Hell no. But, we just couldn't have 4 more years of Trump. And anybody was better than Trump. So now we got anybody but Trump. And as our condition gotten any better, black family? Hell no. But y'all still out here caping for Biden. You Biden sexuals, y'all still out here caping for Biden, talking about, well, we done if we do, done if we don't. We told you here on the black media, new black media, that Biden wasn't going to do nothing for us. So now we're just saying we told you so. I hope you got all kinds of egg on your face. I hope you feel really stupid right now because you look stupid. Because y'all sat up here and told us for almost a whole year that we needed to have Biden and not Trump. And Biden was so much better than Trump. And we were just going to be so much better off with Biden in office and Kamala Harris. How is that working out for us, black family? It's not. It's not working out at all. We're actually in a worse predicament than we were when Trump was in office, if you can believe that or not. So that's Tangibles 2021. Anybody that's seeking your vote, demand something for your vote, family. That's all we're stressing here on Frontline Black News. We're not saying you have to go vote. We're not telling you who to vote for. We're just saying if you're going to vote, demand something for your vote. That's it. So the next topic is the California recall. I was hoping Shabaka was going to be on because he's a California native and he could shed more light on this. But California just had a recall election. Gavin Newsom won, retained his seat as governor of California. As you know, we had coon-ass Larry Elders running for governor. I think he got maybe 10 votes, maybe 100 votes. But long story short, black family, he did not win. And Gavin Newsom is still the governor of California. So all my folks that's in California, I pretty much think that y'all set this election out for good reason because there's nothing tangible out of it. Gavin Newsom is not doing nothing specifically for black people. And neither was Larry Elders. Larry Elders had the audacity to say that we need to pay slave owners reparations. No, we are owed $100 trillion in reparations. Foundation of Black Americans, American descendants of slavery, are owed $100 trillion in reparations. And we're going to continue to bang the drum for as long as it takes. Right. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. It's not going to be an overnight thing. We're just setting the narrative for the 2024 presidential election. So once again, Gavin Newsom won. I don't know if you count that as a victory. I sure in the hell don't, because it's still the Democratic Party who hasn't done nothing for us. But they pulled out all the stops. They had Jim Crow Biden out there, y'all president, because y'all voted for him. I didn't vote for that mug, but y'all voted for him. They had your president out there campaigning for Gavin Newsom, who is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, the Speaker of the House's nephew. After that, he came here to Denver to do his little energy plan or whatever. He was here for a hot second and then bailed and went back to DC. So this California recall is just putting the Democrats on notice. Like, look, you're gonna do something specific for Black people, or we're not gonna participate in this process. So I'm pretty sure the voter turnout amongst the Black population in California was very low on this election, and for good reason. Not getting no tangibles. All these other groups are getting tangibles. They have a reason to go out and vote. But I'm not mad at the brothers and sisters that just said, freak this, I'm sitting this one out. I'm going to rip my ballot up, and I'm not going to participate in this. Because California is being gentrified to heck. Outside of Denver, Oakland, San Francisco is the most gentrified city in America. So, and gentrification is just a nice way of saying ethnic cleansing. We're being ethnically cleansed out of what were historically Black areas and cities and towns and areas. So, what are you going to do, family? I guess you're just going to take the vaccine, because that's what so many of y'all have decided to do.
No, it's the booster shot now, brother.
And you're going to take the booster, too. But here on Frontline Black News, we ain't getting none of that shit. So
I ain't taking the booster. Fuck that.
So in other news, our next topic is Phil Wesier investigation at APD. So Phil Wesier, for those that don't know, he is the Attorney General of Colorado, and he investigated Aurora Police Department, and they found that they were in serious violation of all kinds of things, and they showed, what was it, 70% of their arrests of Black people.
Racial profiling
to the fullest. They call it implicit bias. Racial implicit bias. We've been saying this for years, that Aurora was a racist city. It's a sundown town. It's been a sundown town for as long as we can remember. But with all this ethnic cleansing going on, a lot of Black people who used to live in Denver, Colorado, are now moving to the suburbs, and one of the suburbs is Aurora. And now Aurora is one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse city in America. There's like 160 something languages that are spoken in Aurora. And Black people are being treated like second-class citizens. So we witnessed the murder of Elijah McClain at the hands of APD and at the hands of the paramedics and the fire department, shooting him up with ketamine. We watched this Black man die. And it took 2 years after numerous protests in Aurora and in Denver. Finally, 32 counts of criminal negligence were put down. And now the officers involved, either they've been fired or they're being charged with manslaughter. It should be first-degree murder. That's what they should be getting charged with, but they're being charged with manslaughter. So we'll keep you updated on what's going on with that here on Frontline Black News. But in the meantime, this investigation is huge because it just verifies everything we've been saying about Aurora PD for decades. Did you have anything to add on that, babe? You live in Aurora. So.
I live in Aurora, so I would have to say that I have been saying it from jump. Aurora PD is nothing but motherfucking white supremacy, the Aryan Brotherhood, and I don't know what else. Any other type of peckerwood you could possibly think of lives in Aurora and works at the police department or fire department. There have never been any kind of polite, kind, or decent to anybody, any Black person that I've ever seen, let alone any other person of any other race. I live in Aurora. I came out from East LA. My father bought a house in South Aurora, and at that time my brother's father is Chicano, so probably the only Hispanic family that lived there. I'm not knowing at that time. So what my my real father was, but I grew up in a Chicano household, right there, South Aurora. So I know that if they come to your door, because you're going through some you know, family violence type of situation and you're a small child, they tell your parents to beat you with a rubber hose instead of a paddle. So don't leave no bruises. They ain't never did no good. And I know they arrest me from my school when I was little, take me into the system. They ain't never been no good. Every time I went into jail in Arapahoe County or anytime Aurora Municipal, they ain't never been no good. So I know that I've witnessed plenty of times with the mistreatment of black women, black pregnant women, and black men in Arapahoe County. I've witnessed with my own eyeballs and heard with my own ears the mistreatment and the abuse that they have been doing for a long time. If I'm 41 years old, I can tell you it's been at least 3 decades. So, with the murder of Elijah McClain in Arapahoe County, it was a tragedy in itself. The young man should still be here, especially since he was just different. And, seemed like a really decent young man. Should definitely be alive and blessing the world with whatever creativity he was bringing into the world. I feel like them finally taking some accountability this year is just a smokescreen for whatever they were trying to cover up that isn't going to be covered up very much longer. I see that, in Arapahoe County, the corruption is deep, but it's deeper in Denver. So as little by little, all this corruption started to come up to the surface. And all this racism and systemic racism, systemic injustice, abuse of power, abuse of position, all that shit needs to be wiped out and quickly, with a quickness. Everybody should go to jail that had any hand in killing that young man. And when they say killing, they killed him. So, let's not even try to cover it up or sugarcoat it. They killed him, they drugged him, he died. That's it. You know what I mean? So they should go to jail for it. I mean, if they could put everybody else in jail, why can't they be held accountable to the same levels? You know what I mean? The corruption runs deep, the cover-ups are deep. Just because you're on the force doesn't mean you got to sit back and watch your other counterparts, your white counterparts, go ahead and commit the most atrocities. Yeah, you're guilty of that too. Everybody's guilty. You know what I mean? It seems like we should just let the political ones out and put all the ones that, not all the politicians, but the ones that are committing the most atrocities go back in there. Just play musical prison chairs too, along with musical political chairs. I mean, shit just needs to stop. The lines of white supremacy need to come to an end, especially in Aurora, especially in Denver. Anybody who's collecting money to continue these atrocities need to be held accountable. You know what I mean? The bribery runs deep. And all this shit is starting to get exposed. I'm pretty happy about it, but at the same time, not really happy about it. Because a lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have lost families, friends, things like that behind all this sort of shit. And it never needed to happen. A lot of people have been serving time unnecessarily for like the stupidest shit. You know what I mean? Where these people that are doing the devil's bidding in the APD, the fire department, in the city, on the city council, whatever, everybody who's aligned with that has been collecting money while other people have been suffering, struggling to live, and are dying. So there's no reason you should go to jail and not ever come out of it. Simple as that. There's no reason you should get in an ambulance and die on the way to the hospital. No reason for that. No reason for any of them to be fucking making videos and smiling when they're killing people, or there's no reason we should be even giving them any more money. They have plenty of it. They've had plenty of it, but yet they keep asking and asking and asking. There's no reason for none of that. I'm just sick of it. But in a sense, I'm kind of happy that people are getting indicted and they're gonna go. Hopefully, they're all going to jail. I'm kind of happy about it. I'm kind of happy that in my lifetime I get to watch it. Other than that, I really don't have nothing else to say except it's about goddamn time, and sometimes it's just a little too late. That's what we need to really think about. This is a little too late for some families. Here we go.
Yeah. So We'll keep you updated on what's happening with the Elijah McClain case. This is a step in the right direction. We're getting justice for him and his family and the countless other people that have been victimized as a result of APD.
Any thoughts you got?
Go ahead, Ramel.
I got something I want to say to that, man. Fuck the police.
All day, every day. Abolish the police.
For real.
Yep.
They ain't nothing but plantation fugitive collectors. You know, slave drivers and shit. Fuck the motherfuckers. What they did to that young man was an injustice, man. You know, they're gonna pay for that in this life and next life. Okay.
Yeah. We're listening, Ramel. Trying to help Queen.
No. I'm good. I'm just like, you know, these people are despicable, man. You know, they operate, you know, with that with that cloak of you know, trying to act like they're trying to help people and serve justice and, you know, serve and protect and all that shit. And, you know, they're the main criminal. You know, the United States government, as it stands, is a criminal entity. You know, and they've been that way since the birth of this nation. And I just think that, you know, they're going to reap what they sow and they're going to pay what they owe every time, all the time, for real. You know, these people, you know, they've been on top for a long time. It's about time they fall victim to their own bullshit.
Yep. It's high time. And we don't need the police. The police are a bunch of thugs in blue.
There's been times in history where people have self-governed and self-policed themselves. There's been many times, so this is not going to be anything new once the police are abolished from their madness and their fucking embezzlement, corruption, their racism. You cannot reform racists.
Nope.
You cannot change their mind. Deep down inside, there will always be a racist. There will always be racist.
There is no reforming the racist.
There is no reform. And you can't give them sensitivity classes. If they didn't have it, they don't have it. They'll never have it. You know what I mean? They're raised a certain way, they're bred a certain way, and they'll always be a certain way. And
it's
we just have to
DNA at this point.
Yeah, it's just ingrained, and it'll be like that forever. So we can't reform them. So anybody thinks that you could teach sensitivity training to a motherfucking racist, slap yourself 3 times. That's stupid. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They need to be just done with altogether. We need to come up with a better system of policing ourselves and sending out a just judgment to people that commit grand offenses. You know what I mean? Because we can't have that either. I mean, it's not that hard to ask for a peaceful nation, but we know we're not going to get that. We at least need to administer some sort of punishment that's realistic, unlike keeping motherfuckers in prison for the rest of their lives when they don't need to be. Some people, some of our prisoners don't need to be in there for the rest of their fucking life and come out and just continue
free all of our political prisoners.
Free them all. Political. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Well, you'll be free here soon enough.
Yeah, you'll be free here soon enough. Can't be with the twin.
Yeah.
But
you know, I want to share a quote real quick. You know, I read one time that it says, "Justice without power is impotent, but power without justice is tyranny."
Yep.
You know, and the way these people have been operating since the birth of this nation is just, you know, evil. And I just believe that America is going to fall, man. Just like Rome did, just like Greece did. We ain't even got to be the ones to do it. They'll fall victim to their own shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know,
well, we could be the ones to help them in the process. Help them.
For me, just like the black man during, you know, the Dark Ages, European Dark Ages. You know, we could definitely give them that bar ourselves to clean up their act.
Yeah.
Hey, Shabaka's calling.
Okay.
I'm gonna chime him in.
Tell him to get on the StreamYard.
Well, I could either put him on three-way or put him on StreamYard.
Tell him to get on the StreamYard.
I'll tell him. All right. I'll be back.
All right. So, shout out to Phil Wesier for his investigation. This is much needed. Like I said, hopefully we will truly get some justice for Elijah McClain and his family.
Yes.
And the countless other people that have been victimized by the hands of APD. Our next topic is Biden impeachment over vaccine mandates. So, as you figured, there is now a push to get Biden impeached as a result of these vaccine mandates that he has implemented at the federal level.
So early in the term.
Affecting upwards of 100 million Americans.
Yeah.
So how is your president working out? This is y'all president. Y'all voted for him.
So early on.
He's been in office for what, 9 months?
Mm-hmm.
Almost 10 months, and they're already talking about impeaching him.
Yeah. It's crazy is that it's not the black people talking about it, it's the white people talking about it.
Republicans are talking about impeaching him. What they call us, the anti-vaxxers.
Anti-vaxxers
are talking about impeaching him.
Motherfuckers just need to be impeached altogether. Because he's
incompetent. He's been found. He should be found incompetent, and they're really upset about his treatment of the war or the ending of the war. Another loss for America. You took an L, America. Just admit it, just like you did in Vietnam. You took an L. It was actually worse than the fall of Saigon. You seriously took an L. So they want to invoke the 25th Amendment, which means that if a president is found incompetent, it cannot be able to serve. I got all the bars on as well.
That's going to put Kamala in position, right?
And then Kamala will become president.
Yeah,
man, I prefer, no offense, but I prefer Biden over Ms. Harris.
Biden is too damn old. He's almost 80 years old.
Either way, she can't be president either. She ain't offering nothing for black people.
She finna start working some shit. She gonna come up with her own little devious plan.
Yeah,
and she got strings. She's a puppet on strings. Even worse than he is.
They're all puppets on strings. It's like lesser of two evils. Either way, we're screwed.
I know. So indeed. But I'm just saying, food for thought. I prefer Biden over Harris all day.
Prefer neither.
Because oh yeah,
she not for nothing for black people either.
Bring back Trump. Bring back Trump.
Well, that's what they had a rally about today, and we're gonna touch on that later.
Okay.
But yeah, these vaccine mandates have gone overboard. Like, this shit is ridiculous. So now, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to pull some shit like Trinidad did, where they have these safe zones, where there's areas where vaccinated can go, and there's areas where unvaccinated can go, and the unvaccinated can't go on the areas where the vaccinated can go.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
This brings us to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj said that she's not getting the vaccine, and several people in her family or whatever, one of her family members got the vaccine and got real sick. So now the Biden administration is trying to meet with her, have doctors meet with her to convince her to take the vaccine. There's no convincing.
Yeah, they're trying to put.
There's not enough convincing. There's not enough shaming. There's not enough ostracizing you can do. You Biden vaccinated supporters can do to make my black ass or her mixed ass or his Dominican ass take the vaccine, especially that
I got a
booster.
question, man. Well, you know what they're gonna start doing, man, is offering money for people to get
Oh,
vaccines.
they're already doing it. I sent an article recently about them offering $1,000 for people to get vaccinated. They're so desperate at this point.
One of my family members said, "I'll take that 1,000. I'll go get the shot." I said, "You can get the fuck out of my house." Straight up. I was like, I can't believe that's the wildest shit I ever heard. Fuck out of my house. Like, are you serious? Fuck yeah, I'm serious. You gotta take your little 1,000 and go house yourself now. Because you want to go do that mark shit. Goodbye. That was crazy. Yeah, you
So
just straight up
I
get the
will
fuck out of my
continue to
house.
wear my mask, but I'm not getting the goddamn vaccine.
There's no
So
reason
y'all
for me to
can,
do
You know what I think, brother, with that whole Nicki Minaj shit. I think that's some motherfucking some theater show shit. You know what I mean? Where she getting paid to do all this faking and shit, and then she gonna submit to taking the vaccine.
They're gonna
And
just
she
try to
gonna be like, I
tokenize
did
it.
it, and then a whole bunch of people gonna get it because she got it.
well,
I
they've
think
already
that's a
proven
movie
that
shit.
celebrities don't have no pull over whether people is going to get vaccinated or not. It's a peer-to-peer thing. So if you see your peers getting vaccinated, you're more than likely to get vaccinated. Okay, Shabak is with us.
Yeah.
Like experiencing.
Hey, frontline black news for all the crews. Yeah, I was sharing, your telecast this evening because I just got in, man, got out the shower, man. Worked hard today. But I'm just gonna reemphasize a little bit there, brother Paris. Yeah, all you Biden supporters, yeah, we still waiting on you, motherfuckers, and so far we ain't heard from you. But we understand you got bullshitted, you got your heads bumped, you got been played for straight fucking suckers like the Democrat Party has been doing us for at least 50 years that I know of. And also, too, I saw the live feed there from Denver where they was trying to charge that man
Yeah,
who was
that's
the educator.
that's the next thing we're going to be touching on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never who that loudmouth ass broad was there, man, when that man was trying to speak to the press.
That bitch.
Yeah, somebody needed to spank and knock the shit out of her.
Like, sit
Up
it
there
down.
talking. Yeah, up there talking loud and saying nothing and all that type of bullshit, trying to be the next Karen or Becky or whatever.
I sit in my chair out of the catty corner and ran her ass off the sidewalk. But
Yeah, and then and as we all know, this COVID shit, is getting up out of hand again. You got another variant on top of this variant and all that bullshit. The shit is nanotechnology. Do not take the goddamn vaccine. And then also, too, this is Shabaka Sankori. I'm the executive producer of Shabaka's Black Experience to Enhance the podcast. Check us out on Castbox. Check us out. You can Google us as well, too. Also, too, we got the one and only, the anchor man, Mr. Ramel. Our associate producer and co-host is the one and only Mr. Chan Crewman. Sister Brand is one of our featured commentators. And so, like I said, once again, I apologize, for being so late, but I had to give me a damn room tonight, man. Shit. Out there been roughing it for the last couple of days.
By the police either.
Oh, yeah, I got jacked up there in the great state of Montana by the heat, last Saturday night, you know what I'm saying, on my job and shit, And whoever who the fuck it is, you know who the fuck I am, and fuck you. And Joe Biden, fuck you too. And fuck every motherfucker that voted for your trick ass.
Tricky.
Yeah. Fuck you, Joe Biden, and that goddamn vaccine.
You talking about Asian Clipper, Ramel?
Shouts out to Asian Clifford. Check us out on frontlinecampaign.org.
Why we still mentioning that
Yes,
guy?
sir. Yeah, we ain't heard from old boy. He was given a phone number. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it's just like, all these busted keyboard ass motherfuckers, talking bullshit, Oh no, we don't
Yeah.
like your narratives. You guys are black racists and all this old type of shit. And then I came across some information indirectly of where they want to take the history of slavery all out of the textbooks across the nation. From that raggedy
Mm.
ass motherfucker San Francisco you just saw on the tube right there, all the way to Washington, D.C. What it is they want to keep us dummied down, totally ignorant of our history. You see what I mean? And once
Yep.
again, as the ancestors had told us, that once again, this is to reinforce hatred of ourselves. And once again, they don't even want our youth, the generation after you, Brother Che, to know their true history. They want
Mm-hmm.
all our motherfucker. And look at this bullshit on CNN. And then they want us to go up here with this bullshit.
Now we also
You know,
on that.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna.
they want to, and then,
Monetized, not for live.
Mm-hmm.
yes, sir. And then when it comes to the black male, they straight want to feminize us. Black
Mm-hmm.
men, we cannot let that happen. Not only do we owe it to our mothers, we owe it to our fathers and grandfathers and to every black person that suffered on that plantation system. And then for all you brain dead motherfuckers out there who's talking about slavery never existed, we were already here. Well, I came across some information to contradict that shit. Okay? We were brought here as slaves on the transatlantic slave trade. Now, I am not denying that His Majesty Abu Bakari and the great emperors and navigators before him did not circumnavigate the globe. I'm not denying that. But when you sit here and tell me that slavery did not exist in the United States of America, and then come up with some far-fetched shit about, well, the indigenous people, the slaves, they were taken from here to Africa, then they were brought back. That's a contradiction,
We still have
big time.
plantations. There's still
Yes, sir.
plantations. You can visit them.
Yes,
They have
sir.
tours, just like they have reenactments of the Civil War, all that
Yes,
shit.
sir. Yes, sir. You see, and they want us to once again is for us not to realize our history like a brain dead motherfucker by the name of Larry Elders and another Sambo Rambo ass motherfucker by the name of Mark Ridley Thomas, right along
Shabaka,
with Mayor Yes, sir.
did you find out how many votes Larry Elders got?
He got very, very few. That motherfucker man got less than 15% of the vote. Now, the thing is that you have to understand about the recall. There were two questions on that ballot. The first question was, should the governor be recalled? The next question is, all right, who shall replace the governor if you want to recall him? So what had happened was is that overwhelmingly the recall itself was denied. So therefore it's insignificant and whoever won whatever amount of votes in California because the recall itself was denied.
Mm.
Okay. And fuck Gavin Newsom, fuck the Democratic Party, and fuck the whole goddamn state of California. And I'm authorized to say it because I grew up in a raggedy motherfucker.
Yes, sir. And that statement was brought to you by frontlinecampaign.org.
Hey, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhancer approves of said message.
The revolutionary agenda stands behind it.
Indeed. Okay. Now, and I'm gonna say this here, Brother Chain, and then I'm gonna go and let you get to the next subject. Now, as you know, California is gonna have their gubernatorial election next year in 2022.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know if this bastard elders is going to try to put together a war chest and try to run off in that one, but I don't know ever in the history of California of a black ass motherfucker being elected Republican, let alone the goddamn governor of California.
Right.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind is that
Sanitarian.
California, and keep in mind, people, I'm going to say this here, a very important fact, is that California will sit up there, will elect a Democratic governor and will elect a Republican lieutenant governor. Then the goddamn state, just to show how fucked up people are in the head there, will turn around and do the motherfucking opposite. They will elect a Democratic governor, and then they will elect a Democratic governor, a Republican lieutenant governor, then elect a Republican governor and a Democratic lieutenant governor. So it's either the smog, the shit they're drinking for water, the GMOs they're putting in the goddamn agricultural products there. You know what I'm saying? Now with the nanotechnology, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then the dude, I'm sorry, the person, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, got very, very few votes. This individual says that, well, California, you got what you deserve because you kept Newsom in office. Okay, and as we all know, with the fuckery that is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, California carries the most electoral votes in the presidential election.
Yep.
Say, and then Libby Schaaf, the mayor of Oakland, had got up there and said that she was so happy that Newsom was not recalled. But the only thing I can say about Libby Schaaf is that she did sign the mayoral proclamation in 2016, designating October official Black Panther Party 50th anniversary month. Other than that, she ain't shit.
More symbolism, nothing tangible. Nothing for all those black families that's being displaced in California right now as we speak. Nothing
Indeed.
About house for them.
Yes.
And they can actually afford. Same thing that's going on here in Colorado.
Oh, yes, sir. And then, of course, as you know, California and Colorado pretty much go hand in hand with the current trends. Okay. Now, getting back to old Biden with his sleepy Joe ass, you do know, ladies and gentlemen, 30 people were killed in Afghanistan that a drone hit a car with a family in it. And they admitted it was a mistake because they thought this dude was hauling some type of flammable accelerant, to find out that it was just water.
Or maybe it was somebody who was holding a position, you know, one of them movements out there, and they took him out.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, right. I don't put nothing past her. That bullshit, this is the official story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that type of shit. You know?
Yeah.
And then the cold part about it is that
so Biden's not getting in behind his treatment of the war and how America left with the big L.
Oh yeah, and then not only impeached, but maybe this motherfucker might could be court-martialed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's because he's the commander-in-chief of the military, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a new one right there. Try court-martialing the motherfucker. I'm just putting it out there. You know? And then Donald Duck Trump, as the anchor man said, at least Trump told you how he honestly felt, and I ain't mad at him, you know.
Go ahead, Ramel.
My question is, I was watching the news, RT News the other day, and they're talking about how China made 13 demands to the United States. Whatever happened to that? Does anybody know anything about that? That they made some demands to do some kind of counteractive business counteract to counteract the United States or something like that. I don't know. I'm just asking because, you know, it seems like the United States right now under Biden is fucking up royally. You know, with the
indeed.
With China, you know, they can't get right now. Does anybody
exactly. No, sir. I'll research that. I'll research that. I'll research that.
I know that Paris is swift with that Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was checking it out because I guess China was getting tired of the United States kind of like, you know, doing them dirty in the business world and putting sanctions on them and all this other crazy shit. And then I guess they're doing drills out there in Taiwan or some shit.
I heard about the drills. I heard about the drills they were doing.
What type of drills?
Military drills.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then
ain't no telling.
They don't fuck with China. They don't want to fuck with China. I noticed that the United States of America only fucks with people who are peasants.
Yeah.
Like the Afghans, the Iraqis, Iran. You know, they don't fuck with no super.
Hell no, that's 2 billion people.
Okay, now let me enlighten y'all on something. Now, if we could get rid of these neo-colonialist puppet regimes in Africa, right? And as I believe Kwame Nkrumah had tried to unite all of Africa and create the United States of Africa, as because we got the vibranium, people. They call it silicon. Recall the movie Black Panther, the vibranium. And all these neo-colonistic motherfuckers over there, and I'm talking to every goddamn one of them. Rather, if you motherfuckers go with the French, the British, the United States, none of these motherfuckers give a damn about your black asses either. We're all we got, black family. Worldwide. We are all we got. But it's very, very, very interesting.
A lot of us is not on code with that.
Yes, sir. That's what I mean about these neo-colonialist motherfuckers. See, you got neo-colonialism in the Caribbean. You got neo-colonialism in the United States. You got neo-colonialism in Europe and Africa, where all these motherfuckers are so obsessed with being a carbon copy of the oppressor. And that, folks, yes, sir. And that, folks, is bullshit. Because, hey, let's look at our great scholars. Dr. Francis Cross Welsing mentioned it. Dr. Amos Wilson mentioned it.
Yep.
Lord knows Frantz Fanon. Yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson. And then Lord knows Frantz Fanon mentioned it.
John Clark mentioned it.
Indeed. You see? So therefore, when these OTBs come up there and say, well, you guys are racist. No, motherfucker, we ain't. You figure that you're going to fuck over us, beat us down, brand us like we're cattle, and we're supposed to love you? What kind of shit is that? John Henry Clark syndrome. Yeah, John Henry Clark syndrome. Oh, beat me to death. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm in good trouble. Just beat me to death.
Crackeritis.
Yes. And even Dr. King, and then even Dr. King stated before his death, integration, I led our people into a burning house.
Yeah.
We have to remember that, black family. And then also, too, in my recent travels recently, as I'm seeing now, these damn skinny jeans is being normalized.
Skinny jeans
I
being
mean,
normalized.
yeah,
The
I'm looking at all
gowns.
these motherfuckers today walking around with
Oh, man.
goddamn skinny jeans on. What kind of shit is that? And you see, Brother Parrish, you know, your all's situation is gonna get real bad. Real bad. And then when I look at these bullshit ass TV shows that they was talking about in the 1990s, they had a show called South Central. And the cold part about it is, once again, they try to glorify this shit. This negativity of us killing each other, of us putting our own selves down. To say,
Yeah.
you know, hey, I appreciate the rhythm, the art of rhythm and poetry. But please, ladies and gentlemen of that era and of that industry and of that genre of music, please change the goddamn lyrics. The beats is off the hook. The
Yeah.
creativity of mine, but all this killing our own people, calling our women bitches, and the women saying that we ain't nothing but no good tricks and busters and all that. Come on, folks.
That's a
We could
definitely
do
illegal.
way better than that.
Well, that's before the corporatism.
Like to-
It's the
we like to
corporations
go
that's doing that
to
shit.
nothing. They give
Yes,
us
sir.
intangible.
Yes, sir. And Universal Music Group is the main ones buying this shit. And they got a lot of
Yeah.
juice. Universal. And that's why I talk the way I talk about Hollywood the way I do. Yeah, your motherfuckers over there in Universal City. You sons of bitches at 5555 West Melrose Avenue. You no good bastards out there in West LA 20th Century Fox. Fuck you too, MGM out there in Culver City. Yeah, I'm talking about you motherfuckers. Fuck all of y'all.
Yeah.
You know, to sit up there to project this falsehood that the only way we can get ahead in the lucrative business of arts and entertainment is to sit there and degrade ourselves. That, people, is bullshit. It's up to us to take care of us. We got the knowledge to do it. I do believe in my lifetime before I lay down that it is tangible to achieve, General Ramel and Brother Che. Your generation can do it. You can shift the power on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Must
but
get
people
on
don't want
code.
that. A lot of people don't want
Yes,
that.
sir.
They're complaining.
Yes, sir.
And, I
Oh, yes,
just
sir.
focus. Every time I see some kind of actor that's rising, it's like they think it's a rite of passage to wear a dress. You know, I was watching the dude Smokey from
Yeah.
Blacc, and I seen
Yeah.
him on
Chris
that
Tucker.
Fifth Element, and you know, this motherfucker had some kind of dress shit on. I was like, what the fuck?
He had a
You know?
dress
Stop.
element.
Chris Tucker, the dude that
Yeah.
played in Fridays
Yeah.
and played in the movie Rush Hour with Jackie Chan.
Yep.
This motherfucker's wearing dresses now.
He wore a dress in the
Oh, man. He wore a dress with who now?
Fifth Element. He was wearing a dress.
You know what? He sure was.
Like a bitch and all that shit. They had him talking like a bitch and everything. No offense for my friend's sister Brandy, but they had him talking like, you know, real weird, man. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is that? Some right to passage shit on the Hollywood tip? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Yeah.
Bring my point. It says it in the 136, the lessons of the 5%. He likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to our next topic, we have the Tay Anderson investigation concludes. So this has been a heavy topic here in the Mile High Income City. Just about every Black media outlet has been discussing this, and here on Frontline Black News, we're going to discuss it as well. So we have a brother by the name of Tay Anderson. He was elected director of the school board school board at large back in 2019, 2020. And ever since his brothers got elected into office, they've been giving him hell. So
Okay.
recently, some chick by the name of Mary Kathleen Fleming went to the state capitol and in front of a state assembly started talking about him, but didn't mention him, but said that he uh, has sexually assaulted 63, 62. The number keeps changing.
62 and 64. It's like that's
Between 62 and 64 DACA students. So
Oh
immigrant students.
man. So they trying
Just
to hit him with that shit.
out of the blue, this comes out. Then we got
I hope he sues the shit out of him.
cool ass niggas backing him, like backing the shit, like Terrence Roberts and others that have been running with this madness. So the brother had an investigation done. DPS did an investigation, and this investigation cost taxpayers $250,000.
Oh
Now, mind you,
man.
the kids in DPS don't even have AC. We've had one of the hottest summers ever. They don't have no AC in the classrooms. They have no buses to get to and from their games.
Damn.
And it's something else I'm forgetting. The DPS is really lacking, but DPS has all this money. So they had this much money to spend on an investigation that was found unsubstantiated. So that means the brother if this was a court case, the brother would have been found not guilty.
Right.
And all the charges would have been dropped. Here's the thing, Black family, there's never been no charges brought. Now, this brother would have to be a cold piece of work during COVID, especially, to be doing something like this, and nobody says a word.
Set up.
And nobody comes forward. No one goes to DPD and says, I've been touched by Tate Anderson, or he violently raped me, or something. Then there's nothing. So
smear campaign.
Yesterday, the brother had a press conference in front of Emily Griffin Opportunity School. I went because, the black media has to be there. The rest of the media was there, so I definitely had to be there. So Frontline Black News was there, and I recorded about 15, 20 minutes of it. And
yes, I saw the feed.
Yes, you seen the feed, and you seen that ridiculous white supremacist that kept calling him a rapist and a pedophile. And
that's what I was telling you.
Motherfucker on the bullhorn.
Yeah.
I would have thrown that can of corn at her, bam, right in the face. It's over. Sit down, Linda.
Nah, somebody should have went on and smashed that motherfucker straight out.
I probably would have read
And I think I replied on there that broad need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, those people on the crowd telling her to shut the fuck up, and there was a white dude that got all up in her face, and she started screaming. I thought she was gonna start screaming rape then.
Yeah, she said, "Don't touch me, right?"
Oh man.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I'm not white. I'm brown or some stupid shit she said.
Yeah.
And it was like, nope, you're white. You sound like a Karen. You're acting just like a Karen.
Yeah.
So
or Becky.
You need to get the fuck up out of here.
The ending of that video is my.
She had like 4 or 5 people that came with her, trying to disrupt this press conference.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucked up.
And there's no evidence. There's no evidence of any of this.
But Brother Che, I'm gonna tell you, man. Don't get me wrong. Any motherfucker out here who's raping women, molesting kids like that sick ass doctor did, with the U.S. gymnastic athletes,
Yeah.
there's no wrong you could do them. But to me, I feel it is equally as bad, if not worse, to falsely accuse a man of that shit.
Right.
That's it's heinous. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it was a public lynching. Like I
Yeah.
said on the video, this is a public
Yeah.
lynch. This brother is being publicly lynched,
Yeah.
tarred and feathered, and lashed
Yep.
right before our
Yes.
very eyes.
Yep.
And there's still people running
Damn.
with this bullshit.
Yeah.
What you got to say, Ramon?
character assassination is real.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
one of the
indeed.
devil for it.
Indeed it is. But
So
however, though, I'm hoping that what that brother does after he redeems himself in a public light, sue all them stankin' ass motherfuckers and put them out in a goddamn cardboard box and let them find out what time is the coldest time of the day.
right.
And by the way, folks, yeah, do let me announce this here. On our next episode of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, I'm going to try to do the pre-production tomorrow and run it past our producer and co-host Che and Krumah. Is going to be entitled "The Coldest Time of Day,"
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So
we
just
all know when the coldest time of day is.
sunrise.
When that
Exactly.
Rebel.
Um.
When that
Exactly.
is.
So afterwards, after the press conference,
Yes,
we
sir.
went over to Brother Jeff's Cultural Center, and we got on there, and Bay can tell you the rest.
Well, first we were sitting in there for a minute. We listened to all this shit, and we're like, "Damn," you know what I mean? It just keeps getting worse. But there was the lady in front of me. She said some fly ass numbers. Can you hear? Can you hear me, Brother Shabaka?
Yes.
She said some fly ass numbers like this amount and this amount could have went to this place, this place, this place, right? And it totaled up that like
LJ.
totaled up like $250,000. I was like, what? Right? And I'm sitting in my brain thinking like, all right, well, just tell me it's my time to go. I go sit up there and making jokes and shit. I'm showing off my t-shirt because the east side, yeah. So I'm like, I get into it, and I'm like, I told the dude, I told Mr. Anderson, I was on his side from jump. You know what I mean, from the beginning. Anderson, that's what I said. I apologize, Black family. Tay Anderson. I said I was on his side from jump. I kind of, was wondering what was up with the community, like where they were, and then I went into saying that, that money. I called everybody a white supremacist. I said there was a black lady too in there that was like
Jennifer Bacon.
yeah that kind of talked to him like she acted like that was his mama from how it was described. You know what I mean? Like you better not, or so I don't know what the fuck she said, but I was like, how dare she? You know what I mean? But then I just went on to talk about how if I was at the protest, I'd thrown a can of corn at the white supremacist lady, like damn, or ran out the thing. I said that white supremacy, there's no passes given to white supremacy anymore. Everybody over there is corrupt. Starts with city councils that are corrupt. Everybody's money embezzling. I said, but where does anybody getting off judging this young man, right? When we should be talking about all the tricking everybody's husband's doing of the finances. You know what I mean? And or everybody's
Right.
doing smoking in the bathroom because just because it's Adderall don't mean it's not meth.
Taxpayer dollars.
On
That's your
taxpayer dollars. I was like, let's talk about, I said, I had told him I'd been through sexual harassment with this one character, and I named his name. Everybody just kind of stopped and dropped the mic for a second. I just went in on it. I was like, everybody over there that this one lady don't speak for me in the area codes of 80205 or 80207. You know what I mean? I don't know you anyway. But I went on just to say that shit has to end, and that how can everybody sleep at night when all that money could have been used to feed our homeless people? I said our homeless people right outside, they're out there eating in dumpsters and shit. I said, that's fucking crazy. And I
Yeah.
said, on a bus to get the kids from around the corner who are outside that could be put back into the schools instead they're out there doing drugs, homeless. I was like, we could have used that money for other things. Yeah,
And that's
home they're
another thing too, Brandon.
kids.
I want to bring up is all the children who are growing up homeless. Because I believe now we got like about second and third generations of children who've never known a home and who have been homeless all their lives.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
very, very sad story off of Skid Row out of Los Angeles where this child grew up homeless. And then something happened to her mother, and the child was out there homeless at 10, 11, 12 years old.
mm,
And then, of course, the baby had got exploited.
mm,
And there was a live feed, on social media about it.
Mm.
And so, quite naturally, of course, some savage had came up there and put the little baby into prostitution. They
Oh,
say, yeah, yeah.
I was
And
going
ever
on.
who that motherfucker is that did that, I hope they find your ass. I hope they tie your ass by your balls and drag you down the goddamn freeway with a motherfucking chain. I hope they take drills and put them in your eyeballs, you sick motherfucker, doing that there to a baby.
right.
And and then of course, a lot of our missing girls. Okay.
I want to
And
ask Denver that. I want to ask Denver a question about that because it's going on, everywhere. It's been going on, but now it's starting to be like just some more light onto it to bring us back to looking at some serious shit. Um,
hmm
I wanted to ask this question: Colorado has any of those? Has any of those? I'm sorry, I speak low naturally. Have any of those um children for CPS came up missing from Colorado? Like just they went to the hospital. The hospital had their baby taken. I really want to know that Colorado because it's going on everywhere, and I'm wondering why we don't hear it here. And is it because there's nothing happening, or is it because they kept it like everything else and covered it up? You know what I mean? I want to know because over there where Brother Yanga and they have stuff. They're talking about closing CPS and firing everybody and taking them to jail. And I want to know what's going on with that. You know what I mean? Real
yeah,
truth. I really want to know because I don't want to hear from like some motherfucking they don't know. You know what I mean? I want to hear from someone that's actually experiencing that has went through that here in Colorado to see if do we fit on the marker of that. Because CPS could close all day for for a lot of different nonsenses. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So message us on Facebook, um, Paris LaShawn or Seduction Doll, and let us know if this has happened to you here in the state of Colorado, so we can put that on blast and get some justice for
absolutely.
the family because this is ridiculous. They keep kidnapping our babies and
Yes.
continue to stand for this.
Exactly. And we as men cannot stand for this. You
Right.
see? So if anything, just on that alone should have every set, every crew, every street organization coming together like a fist. You see what I mean? No, you're not gonna fuck over our children like this.
Right.
But
No, not no, no.
getting
Yeah,
back
go
to
ahead, brother Che.
it's recently come out that he was texting an underage girl. When he found out that the girl was underage, he just continued communication with her, and they're trying to throw that at him.
Yeah. But he was like around the same age, just a little older. You know what I mean? Like a
I
little
got a
older.
question.
It's just what?
Now who okay, my question is who put this girl to text this man?
Right.
Right. Where's her
Right.
parents
I
at?
mean, yeah, right. Where's the parents at? Or is this a woman who's behind this shit that despises this man and using like a little niece or her daughter or what have you to set this brother up?
And then
Or
and then Black Lives Matter 5280 came out with a statement talking about they affirm uh, what DPS, the school board, is saying, but they didn't leave no contact information. They didn't leave no signature. So it's just like, really, who? You can't make this stuff up. But
yeah.
who does this?
Yep.
Like they're throwing
Right.
everything this young man trying to hope and see if something to stick so they can get him out of office. And now they're trying to recall him.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
also
so that means okay, so with me being an old bastard, the only thing I could think of is either this man had pissed somebody off, quote unquote, in a position of power,
mm-hmm.
or someone might not like him personally, or they might not like what he stands for. And I'm willing to bet my money it's on what he stands for.
Yep.
And then not to mention the fact that he is a black male, you see, so that automatically puts him in jeopardy. And like I said, and for all you brain dead, hiding, Biden supporting motherfuckers who don't believe this type of shit exists, we need to hear from you. Uncle Tim Scott,
Right.
Kamala Harris, brain dead motherfucker there in Washington, no, not Washington, New York City running for mayor, other
Yeah.
Sambo ass Rambo Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Uncle Tim Scott with his stymie looking ass. America is not a racist country. Somebody needs to put their foot in his ass for insulting our intelligence.
Right.
That is an insult to our intelligence.
Tell him,
Say,
Dylan.
okay. And then just like Charles Barkley, who had said many years ago, uh, well, slavery wasn't that bad. This, that, the other. You know the YouTube video I did on that there, brother Che,
Yeah.
a few years back called, and that's when I created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. You see what I mean? Slavery wasn't that bad. Man, that was some brutal shit off the research I'd done on it. Particularly when you see that famous picture of the brother who shows his back where scar tissue is upon scar tissue where he was hit with that whip.
Yep.
And then of course, and we're not gonna mention the fact that brands like cattle that they put on our people.
Yeah. Like the
Like
New
cattle.
like the New Orleans Saints logo.
Exactly. And then not to mention the castration, not to mention the public lynchings of black men, photographs that we have seen, Brother Che, over the years we've been acquainted with each other, where they would go up there, laugh, and have a picnic at a
Yep.
lynching of a black male, and they would sit up there and laugh, burning publicly,
They
laugh,
announced it
In
after church.
church.
smile.
At 12 o'clock there will be a lynching of the Negro. Make sure that you bring your picnic baskets.
I'll be damned.
General, Shabaka, another
Yes,
thing
sir.
has really the
What's
Arab
that, sir?
slave trade.
Yeah.
The
Oh
Arab
yeah, glad you brought that up. Professor PLO Lumumba, who I follow, he was giving some great lectures on that.
Yeah.
Because prior to the transatlantic slave trade, you had the sub-Saharan slave trade.
right.
And we are not to, well, and I'm not here to offend any of our people that practice the Islamic faith, but do your history. And there was an author by the name of Aikwe Kuma who wrote a book called The 4,000 Seasons. And as we all know, 4,000 seasons is 500 years.
hmm
And this is how Islam had gotten into Africa.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm not
Right.
disrespecting any brother who practices Islam. I'm not disrespecting the Nation of Islam or what have you, or any other faction of those who of our people of African descent that practice the Muslim faith. But I'm just simply pointing out those facts right there.
Right. All right.
Okay, and it would be very interesting to get some feedback on that. But however, the transatlantic slave trade, and I'm gonna say this here, brother Chair, I'm gonna let you move on to the next subject, sir. Off of my research of being an old bastard, 55 plus, over the course of my lifetime of over 40 years of research, The transatlantic slave trade was the most barbaric, was the most savage, was the most inhumane treatment in the history of slavery itself. See, other groups, this is why we can't worry about you. See, we can no longer worry about you or what you've been through or whatever, you potato famine, Irish motherfuckers, and all that old bullshit. Okay, we can't do it no more because our people, melanated people with the wide noses and the kinky hair, you know what I'm saying, and the thick lips, we are in a state of emergency, not so much in the goddamn United States, not so much in the Western Hemisphere, but around the whole fucking world. We are in a state of emergency. So this is why we don't have time for Biden. This is why we say fuck Biden and fuck you for voting for him. And we still waiting on you motherfuckers. It's been what you say, Brother Che, in your opening. It's been damn near 10 months now. We yet to hear from you Biden motherfuckers. You got Frontline Black News. You got frontlinecampaign.org. You got Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. You see, send us your hate mail. But we ain't heard from you.
Right.
We know you've been bullshitted. We know you got your heads bumped. It's okay. We understand these motherfuckers been doing this bullshit to us for at least 55 plus years that I know of. Reach out to us. We ain't trying to ridicule you or put you down. What we trying to do is to get you to open up your fucking mind. You see what I'm saying? What the Creator gave you to solve this goddamn problem that we have on a collective basis, not only here in the diaspora, but on the continent as well. Why? Because we got the silicon, the vibranium, cell phones, laptops, China, Russia. Let's pull our resources, Black family worldwide, and start grabbing these motherfuckers by the balls and get them to say, Uncle, and I bet you they'll be more than happy to cut that goddamn check of $100 trillion in tangibles. We got to grab them by the balls. I do believe, Black family, with this technology in this era, that we do have this knowledge and the capability to do this. Now, what does this mean? We got to change the mindset. We got to get our children up them damn public and out of those public indoctrination centers. We got to get rid of these goddamn pulpit pimps.
Yep, the pork chop preachers and
Yes, sir. Yeah, because we did a show, Brother Che, me and Mad Dr. D, jacklegs, pulpit pimps, and poverty.
Yep.
Yeah, pull it up. It's archived. Pull it up. I mean, anytime when you go to practice your faith on Sunday, like tomorrow morning, and for those of you looking at this StreamYard, go look at the car the pastor drives. Go look at the suits he wears. You could tell him Shabaka Sankora said it, that he's a pulpit pimp and he's bumping your head. You could barely make ends meet, and this Creflo Dollar motherfucker's living up in a goddamn mansion.
Yeah.
Driving Rolls Royces. Like Reverend Ike's punk ass there in LA in the 70s. And look at her.
Or like
and
TD,
look at
private jet.
and TD Jakes. Now, let's go back here to Silicon Game Valley, 1978. Jim Jones, fucking all the women in the congregation. Jim Jones on dope. Jim Jones practicing in homosexual acts. Jim Jones committing adultery with people down there in Jonestown. And what the motherfucker do? He got you all to drink the goddamn Kool-Aid. And then after you drink this shit, what this motherfucker do? He blow his brains out. And this is a man of God?
But yeah, let's get to our next topic. The
Indeed.
Next topic is, Don Lemon condemns the unvaccinated. So our good,
Don Lemon.
Good old friend over at Cartoon News Network, or as I call it, Asian News Network,
Oh yes, sir.
Said that the unvaccinated are stupid and dumb for not
Well,
wanting to get vaccinated.
well, Don Lemon, I guess I'm just a stupid and dumbass motherfucker because I'm not taking the shit.
Right.
You can add 2 more to that list.
Anybody who questions the establishment is ostracized and alienated.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Get home.
The Black Panther Party proved that. Why do you think we got so many political prisoners?
Okay, so let's break down this Don Lewis real quick. So this is the
Yes,
same
sir.
Don Lewis that was in Ferguson,
Right.
right? And got ran the fuck up out of Ferguson.
Yes, sir. Right along with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. That was beautiful, Ferguson. That was beautiful.
Now I walked through Ferguson.
Okay.
It's not. It's a suburban community. It's not a ghetto. It's not a ghetto. It's actually a pretty nice community. But they're corrupt.
Shut
Their
up.
police force was corrupt as hell, and that's why Mike Brown was killed and left to bleed out for 4 hours.
Wow.
Now, this Don Lemon got some actual nerve to call somebody dumb and stupid for not wanting to get the vaccine. See, this is what it's come to. It's going to become the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. This is a war that the media is feeling, and the white-owned media is feeling this. And what, Ramon?
I was just going to say that a lot of times what I'm noticing is all that propaganda that these people on the TV be saying, like Don Lawrence or whatever his name is, the dude.
Don Lemonade.
Yeah, Don Lemon. I think they're paying them people to say this shit, man.
Of course,
people are
they're
getting
paying.
paid off. Just like what's his name? Ben Carson. What's his name?
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Uncle Ben Carson, the brain dead motherfucker that's supposed to be a doctor of neurosurgery.
Yeah.
To say that shit, just like Barkley. You think Barkley just came out with some shit like that just on free will? No, somebody paid that man to do that shit.
Barkley always been a coon.
I think that.
Coons.
Yeah.
They're paying them motherfuckers to make them bold statements, man. If not, they will keep that shit to themselves.
Yeah.
If they have any sense, but a lot of them ain't
Yeah.
got sense.
Money talk with them people. That's what it is. You know, somebody slid a couple mil or $100,000 and they're talking at the time. That's what they wanted to say.
Well, Don Lemon gets banged by a white supremacist every night, so.
Damn.
Shots
Yeah,
fired.
I do. Yeah, and I do remember Don Lemon talking about his husband.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
His husband. Damn. Sambo Rambo Don Lemon.
So I'm
The crumb bums.
and say that all y'all that got vaccinated, y'all are stupid. And y'all are uneducated. And y'all are dumb.
Yeah, but also too, Brother Che, is that people are full of fear.
Ramel, so you are exception. Those that have
Yeah, brother. Yeah, General Romeo, you know, he's an exception that he was extorted.
the fear mongering, that the propaganda
Yeah,
that the
man,
white
them people
owned media.
said, I ain't taking the booster shot. Fuck them. They just gonna have to
Right.
move dumb shit because I ain't taking that motherfucker. They took me the
Hell
first
no.
bullshit, all that shit to some dungeon crazy shit. But this time I ain't falling like Eddie Murphy said, I ain't falling for the banana and tailpipe.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? And then the cold part about it is it's gonna come to the point that I'm already seeing, and this is just me being an old bastard, when you cross state lines, don't be surprised that they won't have the National Guard, the state police, if not a combination of all. Hey, we need to see your Vax card before you come into the state.
Or they have the safe zones like they did in Trinidad.
Yeah. See,
They're gonna be doing. You know how they do on holidays where people drinking and driving. They have them patrols on the highway.
You talking about the DUI checkpoints?
What's that called?
The DUI.
Yeah, the DUI checkpoints. California is famous for them. Yes, sir.
They gonna have that shit, but looking for the vaccine records. That's what that's gonna do.
You got your papers. We back in Nazi Germany.
Hell yeah. Anytime you go to the goddamn city of Los Angeles and get jacked up by their police department, them motherfuckers are a carbon copy of the goddamn Gestapo.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got one thing to say. What does my 2020 have to say about any of this? I ain't had my 2020 in a long time now. What's going on 2020?
Don Lemon, you're stupid. How about that? Don Lemon, you're stupid. Just because I said that. No, you're stupid. As like I said, it really vaccinators. There's no holier than thou fucking grail if you think it's gonna not beat you. Some of you motherfuckers getting it 2-3 times. Stop it. It lets you practice, good skill sets. I ain't got it, and it's almost 2 years. I've been tested probably the most. So I'm just saying, I'm taking it at my own risk, but I do say that anybody try to force that shit on me, it's gonna be a me and you situation, and I'm gonna come out of it. I mean that.
Well, only thing I know is this: when they come to me with that bullshit, hey, clean out my cell.
Right.
I'm going to jail.
I'm down for that. I'm like, we're gonna fight and we'll see how it goes after that. But you gotta make sure I'm not getting that. The only reason is because the last time I checked, we're still in America, and if you're an American citizen, you still have a choice. You still have all those constitutional motherfucking rights. So
what constitutional rights? Them motherfuckers didn't believe that shit when they wrote it.
They believe
what
it.
Constitutional rights?
I'm gonna hold that to them. I'm an American citizen. Goddammit. I don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hold it to them. Like, I'm an American citizen, born in the United States. I don't have to. I'm not gonna. Can't make me. Fuck off. You got 2 seconds. You hear me? Oh well. Who knows? I just love, like, I'm very serious. I don't want to get, and unless all of a sudden some sort of miracle happens and I start working for the motherfucking government or a job that has more than 100 people, which is gonna be a motherfucking miracle in itself, you can't make me do it. I don't think there's gonna be an exception. Like, there's people saying that on your deathbed you're gonna wish you got the shot. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Depending on what's gonna happen, I might be wishing for Allah. I might be saying a prayer secretly. I might be hoping for deliverance. Who fucking knows? But it's not gonna be like, I wish I would have got the shot. Fuck that. That'll be the last thing that comes out of my mouth on my fucking deathbed. You know what I mean? That's crazy talk. But I say that we should take a note from America. We should take a note from Paris and London and stuff like that, places like that. I mean, because they're going in there with sticks and shit and shutting down old vaccine clinics, and they throwing little riots and everything right outside the door. They're being very serious about it. I think we need to get it just as aggressive as they are about a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Especially politics. Some of them fucking people are not doing a good job at all. And if you vaccinators come for the unvaccinated, it's just like asking for a major motherfucking
They're talking
problem.
about this is zombie apocalypse.
You know what I mean? The unvaccinated.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you're going to have some zombies like a motherfucker. It's going to be like with them Dawn of the Dead motherfuckers. To kill them, you got to shoot them in the head.
Yeah, you right. Just have to just
They're
let it go.
calling us a zombie because we refuse to get vaccinated.
Right.
Right. And then they come along and bite you and turn you into a zombie. I wouldn't be surprised to have some nanotechnology with that bullshit.
Everybody got to turn on and become the strain.
Turning them into zombies, man, and that TV and the bullshit and that music. That's turning them into mental zombies. And now it's the time for the resurrection of Mr. Ted. And this message has been brought to you by frontlinecampaign.org. And check out the Revolutionary Agenda on Thursday mornings at 10 o'clock in the morning, starring Queen Brainy, aka Seduction Doll, and the Blizzard Ramel in the Sand.
You see,
Yes, sir.
Be so crazy. All right, so what's
the
the
next thing is the Capitol riot rally, or the J6 rally. So these white supremacists today at our United States Capitol had a rally for the insurrectionists from January 6th, and they called it the J6 rally. And it only lasted 90 minutes, but they were rallying behind the people that got arrested from the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. So I just want to on it real quick because I thought it was kind of funny that they would have this rally, and it just lets you know that white supremacy doesn't take a day, a minute, a second, a minute off.
It's Saturday. They're doing this. It's like a lot of supremacy in the Capitol again. That was funny the first time. I thought that shit was hilarious when they came and took the Capitol.
So they were prepared for another insurrection. So they had all kinds of Capitol police, and security was high.
Fences.
And it only lasted for 90 minutes. And no one was injured or hurt.
Crazy. It's just crazy.
Was anybody arrested?
No, of course not.
No, they got the green flag.
Yeah.
They got immunity.
It's all corrupt. It's all bad.
They got pale immunity.
There, so they can operate with impunity.
With impunity.
Okay.
Catchy. We got to write that down.
Did anybody have anything to add about this ridiculous rally?
No, sir. I've heard of it. A loved one, called me up and told me about it. But, I've been out here working and shit. I've been kind of been out of touch for the last couple of days, as you all know. And I'm finally getting me some rest.
Yeah.
Very well needed rest.
That's crazy. They call it the J6. Six to me is a number that symbolizes the devil.
Okay.
They called it J6 because it was January 6th when they
I know that. I know. I'm just saying it's just a weird coincidence. I'm a conspiracy realist.
So almost 9 months to the day they have a rally. In support.
Yeah.
Got arrested. They actually finally got arrested after months of not being arrested.
Well, that just go to prove, folks, it is more so needed than ever before that we got to get our goddamn tangibles, and we got to start producing for ourselves. Everything else is bullshit. Even Dr. King told you over 50 years ago, integration led our people into a burning house.
Yeah, so we might be moving back into segregation. This time it's going to be the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated.
Right. And unvaccinated, they're going to head us straight to the fucking FEMA camps. Out there to the yes, sir. Out there to the deserts of Southern California. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to turn the water off.
And put that
That's
chip
80
in
million.
you.
They said it's 80 million people that are not vaccinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if they come out with some bullshit talking about forced vaccinations and forced chips?
Oh well.
No, they
Then what
already.
that would spark, what that should spark, is an insurrection for the right. I mean, for the people to do the right thing.
Well, I like to call it the resurrection. The insurrection was weak. The resurrection will be strong.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed, absolutely, absolutely, and
Okay.
definitely check out that hashtag resurrection of the mental dead.
So indeed.
Say, and the more reason for us to get rid of neocolonialism on our continent, to get rid of sample ramble ass Negroes, and all you ass scratchers and yassa bosses. Guess what? The days of that are over.
The days are over.
Hey man,
And
tell me your words, man, for them people, Shabaka, Jerry Shabaka.
oh, my famous words. Oh
Yeah, your
yes.
words, man.
Oh yeah.
Get
Yeah, oh yes. To all of you out there in Hollywood that move and shake Hollywood. To all the heads of the movie studios, the president of the Screen Directors Guild, the president of the Screen Actors Guild, the president of the Screenwriters Guild. We have two words to say. Due to your degradation of us as a people, and due to your disrespect to our culture and our history, and our two words to you, and we mean this from the bottom of our hearts, most sincerely, fuck you.
yeah.
And we
Man,
And let
approve.
me spell it for, and we approve of the message, and do let me spell it for you in case you illiterate motherfuckers don't know how to spell. Fuck, FUCK YOU, which is you, and all you heads of states, go look at yourselves in the mirror, and that's who the fuck we talking to.
Shabaka, we don't have to patent that right there, man. Because now somebody else, we don't find that in the movie. You
Oh,
know?
yes, sir, without a doubt. Let's create a hashtag on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And the same
So,
thing, and the same thing with the motherfuckers there at Universal Music Group, too, for stealing all of our great artists' talents
yep.
with bullshit. You know, you all give Lil Wayne $100 million, and look at that zombie ass looking motherfucker.
Right.
Look at Lil Wayne. Motherfucker look like he a goddamn alien man from another motherfucking planet. All them tats and teeth, mind fucked up. Bobby Brown fucked up. Whitney Houston dead. Great talent. Dorothy Dandridge dead. Great talent. Natalie Cole, great talent. Dead.
Name it. Dead.
And then the other brother who just died, who used to be on the show called The Wire, who was only 54. Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, that goddamn institution called Hollywood would love you to death. Your death.
Shakur,
Hey,
black on black crime.
yeah. Biggie Smalls.
Hmm.
See? And what happens is, to these individuals, a lot of times when they get approached for their talent, that is perhaps their first time of them going to Los Angeles. So what's going to happen is they're going to hype them up. They're going to put them narcotics on you. They're going to put them industry whores on you. They're going to have your ass sitting up there in the Century City Towers, where all those lawyers is for those Hollywood execs are, having you signing these contracts they don't want you to read, and that's how they fuck you out your money.
Right. They gonna make it
So
seem
I
like
respect, yes, sir. And this is why I respect P. Diddy and Jay-Z and Dr. Dre from becoming billionaires out that industry off of their talents. Same thing with you too, Mr. Dog, out there in Long Beach.
They gonna make it.
Y'all read your contracts. Y'all made your money. You know what I'm saying? Reinvest that money into the black community, man, and let's upgrade our people as a whole. Let us be some shot callers and some movers and shakers. Let's take back our continent. Let's get rid of these neo-colonialistic, brain-dead motherfuckers, the heads of states over there.
Brother Isaiah told me, he said that they're not allowed to do so under contract.
Well, breach the goddamn contract. Fuck them. Tie it up in court.
Yep.
Make your money on the side.
They coerce, you know what I mean? By,
Oh yeah. Oh, indeed. Indeed, Brother Ramel. Indeed, General Ramel. It is coercion. It is exploitation. It is extortion.
Yep.
You see? This is another reason why we say fuck Hollywood. Multi-trillion-dollar industry. Same thing with Silicon Valley. But fuck you motherfuckers.
That's right.
Last great act of defiance. Fuck you.
No.
And let's look at all our loved ones who lost their lives in the Black empowerment era, in the civil rights era, with the slave rebellions.
We'll be here all
With
night.
what Sister Harriet Tubman did. And Sister Harriet Tubman told you, once you get on this train, they ain't getting off. Oh, well, we got to go back to Massa, Miss Harriet. She'll level that street sweeper at his brains.
Oh, she didn't even exist.
Say that again.
I've heard people talk about that Harriet Tubman didn't exist, and neither did Nat Turner.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, man. The brain death is real. Next thing they're going to tell you that the transatlantic slave trade didn't exist, and I've unfriended and blocked some brain dead motherfuckers off of my social media accounts with that bullshit.
Shabaka, I got
I've had.
Shabaka.
Yes, sir.
Sojourner Truth, can you build on her?
Okay, Sojourner Truth, she was a women's rights activist. She was also a slave, I know that. She was a slave in the original 13 colonies, and the original 13 colonies, which is above the Mason-Dixon line, which would be the states right above where Brother Isaiah is in Maryland. They had banned slavery in the 1790s. So this is where they try to confuse us, where they tell this goddamn lie. Well, you had a lot of blacks who owned slaves too, which is bullshit. What they were doing is that they were buying the freedom of their relatives and loved ones. Say. And then, of course, due to the American social order at that time, a lot of them had their talents and knowledges, stolen from them, like with Benjamin Banneker, just like Granville T. Woods,
The man that made I don't feel.
Yeah. You see? Sears and Roebuck, Montgomery Wards.
Yeah, we're all for all
Roebuck, Roebuck was a black man.
$103 trillion in tangibles right now. Cut the
$100 trillion.
Drop it in the account. Make it happen. Biden.
Exactly.
Is it Biden or Biden? Good riddance.
Exactly. And once again, for all you motherfuckers, fuck Biden and fuck you for voting for him. Y'all been bullshitted.
Yep.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been bamboozled.
Black news.
And we approve of the damn message. So
Indeed.
we have two topics, Black family. We got Unhoused neighbor sweeps and Unhoused neighbor news.
Yeah.
Okay. on the unhoused neighbor sweeps, that there is a crime against human rights. It's a crime against nature. And then, as you had pointed out, Brother Chase, soon to be the mayor of Denver, that they went on there and made a deal with Hazmat, where there's special interests in the Denver city political system who approved of this, and Mayor Hancoon, who is the chief executive there, he knows something about it. And this is why we got to say that you're a conventional, repeat, conventional black politician ain't shit. So we need men like Brother Che to be in political office who will do the right thing.
Right.
Say, we need the unity party. You see what I mean? And we could do this, black family. We could do this. Now, keep in mind, I'm an old bastard. I witnessed how people got fucked over by the political system of this two-party system for the last 50 to 60 years. And keep in mind, these gray hairs are earned. They are not given to you.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, they continue to sweeps out here in Denver anyway. Um, Me and Che here were on city council wondering, the environmental people, environmental hazmat wouldn't get their contract renewed. Because there was somebody doing it before them. Why, but they act like, that they needed a plan B right then and there. And I was like, well, what happened to the people before this took over? And nobody wants to answer that question. Then, after all that, we saw on a video that the environmental hazmat crew were over there on a sweep, and they were just ever so diligently sweeping up all the extra excess little trash that they leave behind. They were sweeping it, shoveling it all with extra care, and I'm laughing because I'm like, so you were listening to that broad give you the finger and say you better, like she was your mama, and so you decided to do it because you know that they're gonna take that shit away from you, or so they say. You know what I mean? And they needed extra months to get a plan B together or whatever the fuck they're talking about. I was like, a showboating. Everybody's a showboat. You know what I mean? Now the other thing was the unhoused news. This is what I was reading about. I was out there yesterday. My little Cuban family's all dispersed. It's terrible. Terrible. And your little troughs, Denver, which you put in there, you know what they're doing? That's another place to either use the bathroom or throw trash in because you don't provide trash bags. Stupid little troughs. I'm telling you, you should have just planted trees. Anyway, here we go. This is what I read as of 2 days ago. Evan Dreyer, this dude I thought was completely mute or selectively mute, is what we learned. Okay, I didn't even know he spoke. A little rugrat looking ass guy. Oh my god, he's stupid. Anyway, I was like, there it says I'm taking this. I'm sorry, Black man. Let me reiterate. I'm taking this from Newsbreak, my local, uh, but it's from Newsbreak, but the article is from The Voice. Okay, it says Denver homelessness cabinet working behind the scenes on coordinated response efforts. It says City of Denver officials have been meeting behind the scenes for months to develop a coordinated response to homelessness, records obtained by the Denver Voice Show. Known as the Homelessness Cabinet, the group was brainchild of Britta Fisher, the executive director of the Department of Housing Stability, host. She will serve as the cabinet chair and the focus on strategy, while Evan Dreyer, deputy chief of staff to Mayor Hancock, focuses on operations. We have a big team in Denver that is trying to accomplish big things, Fisher told The Voice in an interview. Well, the Homeless Council won't oversee leading other agencies in their efforts to reduce homelessness. We recognize the need to be a coordinated and in sync. All of us serve many of the same people, so we have to remain coordinated. Fisher says her role as chief strategist require her to bring colleagues together to find resolution efforts. This includes engaging with community partners as well as other city agencies, meaning the police. Fisher added that the goals of the cabinet are so different than those outlined in Host 5's year strategic housing plan. Some of the goals include reducing unsheltered homelessness by 50%, increasing shelter access, and achieving functional zero for veteran homelessness by 2026. So in a few years from now, family. For this part, Dreyer says he is simply helping Britta Fisher create the homelessness cabinet and declined to provide specifics about his role. Mm-mm-mm. According to meeting minutes obtained by The Voice, the group meets on the first and third Mondays of each Monday or each month, operates underneath the mayor's office. The cabinet also includes the executive directors of every city agency. The group has meetings since May, but has not made these details of their meetings public. Mm-mm-mm. The Voice asked Fisher if she believes the meetings are subject to Colorado open meetings law. Fisher replied, no, because the cabinet is utilized for internal coordination around homelessness and is not addressed as part of the municipal code requirements on open meetings. Listen, it remains unclear exactly what this coordinated effort looks like behind city walls. Hmm. Record shows city agencies have presented their strategic plans to the cabinet. However, Fisher describes these meetings as information sharing. The Voice asked whether the chair of the cabinet has the authority to ask a department to revise their strategic plan if enough homelessness resolution goals are not included. Fisher said the meetings are an opportunity for the departments to inform one another of their respective strategies for persons experiencing homelessness. Ooh. The internal documents also show that one coordinated strategy the city is using to achieve its homelessness resolution goals is relying more on outreach workers. This includes, but is not limited to, bolstering the substance use navigators program, urban peak rangers, the early intervention team, and the street outreach collaborative. I got ooh, the little kids urban peak, right? Which is operated by the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. Outreach is a very important aspect of our work. We've hired several additional folks to help respond to increased homelessness and help makes people aware of resources, Fisher said. And since the cabinet started, hold on. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Since the cabinet started, since the cabinet began meetings, Denver City Council has approved 1.86 million contract increase for DSOC and amended the agreement to include outcomes of households served as the metric for the program's success. It gets deeper. It says the body has also approved more funding for outreach programs, including mobile health unit run by Denver Department of Public Health, environment known as the Wellness Winnie. Denver also approved 10 million in Colorado multifamily housing revenues, notes to build 101 permanent supportive housing units in District 10, and 11 million contract to rent more than 800 hotel rooms for people experiencing homelessness. The meeting minutes showed that the cabinet also discussed involving ordinance enforcement strategies such as the Denver enforcement team. That's the deputized citizens. Some discussions include whether to provide these team members one-time purchases for food and shelter. The Voice reached out to Denver Department of Safety to confirm these discussions, but did not receive a reply. Blacc, of course not. The cabinet is also monitoring the way the public is responding to homelessness. Documents show that the city received more than 8,000 calls regarding homelessness between March and July. Officials remarked that the tone that has really shifted about the issue, the records show. According to the records, one aspect of homelessness that the Denver does not want to discuss publicly is its strategy regardless homeless encampments. When asked why the city doesn't want to share this information, Fisher replied that coordination between agencies is not a primary goal, not just encampments, or is the primary goal, not just encampments. Members of the city attorney's office have also briefed the cabinet on legal matters regarding homelessness across the country. Frame the cabinet's thinking meeting minutes say. One example is the Los Angeles County Court ruling from April that requires the city of Los Angeles to provide housing or shelter to all people living on Skid Row by October 21st. The case is being litigated. The Voice reached out to the CAO about these cases. The office is watching that could impact the work of the homeless cabinet, but the agency declined to comment. Okay, now, people, this is heavy because all this is going on behind the scenes, right? Until this article came out, I myself didn't know about a fucking, well, everybody, oh God, it's politics. No, that this is happening. It's an extra cabinet within a cabinet. You know what I mean? An extra cabinet that has already been in the works for God knows how long, right? And they discuss everything, including already the planned deputized civilians. That okay, so it goes police, outreach, deputized civilians, and more shit, right? All the money that's already been paid. Who's Britta Fisher? Question mark. You know what I mean? Question mark. Evan Dreyer don't want to say. I don't know. Do you know who that is?
Who is?
Britta Fisher.
She's the head of host.
What does that mean?
She's the director. She's the head of Housing Stability Department.
Yeah, on the city council.
No, of the mayor's office.
Oh, the mayor's. Okay, so okay, I learned something new today. Okay, that's crazy. You know what I mean? This has been going on since when? May, June, July, August, September. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. They're.
My question is: this is part of the 200 people that they plan to get housed in 100 days?
No. It's a whole separate thing. Yeah, no, it's a whole separate thing. But I'm like, what is?
Are they going to use this department to do that? Because I know Mayor Hancock was talking about getting 200 people housed in 100 days. 200, meaning 100 from the streets and 100 from the shelters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's called the homeless cabinet, so he probably will have to go to them probably. Because they're like, seem to be making the decisions like on certain things. But nobody, like, until this article came out 2 days ago, this affects homeless people in all kinds of different areas. This is like invasive, intrusive, terroristic, planning, plotting behind your back, people. Yeah, you don't even know this cabinet exists. How many others are there? Question marks. You know what I mean? Jesus, this is going down in our city for real. What are they gonna do with the little kids or the teenagers outside of Urban Peak? They got Urban Peak Rangers. Is that just what? More police officers? Different title? For the teenagers? What? You know what I mean? All this is like which is operated by the fucking Colorado Coalition for the Homeless.
Yeah.
And you just keep digging and digging. And this article is very like it's a lot to take in. They already, you know what I mean? This one paragraph said it already approved programs for like 6 different things, 10 million in one Colorado multi-family housing revenue. But you know what I mean? All this stuff that everybody they ain't shit. I was like $11 million contract to rent more than 800 hotel rooms, you know, 101 permanent supported housing units in District 10. You know what I mean? They have it all mapped out right here that nobody knew about. This has been going on forever. They've already received. They that the gentrifiers are complaining more so, you know. And Brother Shabaka, my question to you is, what's Skid Row looking like? Because they got till October 21st still.
Oh, okay. Well, what Skid Row is looking like down there on 6th and San Julian, 4th and Town, all of 5th Street. You got the last I was there, which was earlier part of this year, you got like 4 rows of tents going down the streets. And what's happening is that they did have a hepatitis outbreak there. You got rats as big as cats down there. And basically, like I said, is that the city of Los Angeles is implementing some type of enforcement backed by that short, fat fuck by the name of Mark Ridley Thomas to start prosecuting the homeless for being homeless.
Yeah, I also learned that they're giving out warrants now for anybody who's still in their tent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which
you'll
means
get a
is
warrant
that the
stating that
LAPD is going to go out there, jack motherfuckers up, write them tickets for being homeless, and then they're going to come back again, and they're going to give you another ticket for being homeless. And then what's going to happen is in about 30 days, they're going to start picking you up because when they run the make on you, there's a warrant for your arrest.
or that they're going to go and get a warrant to come and evict you from that spot. I mean,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. Part of me just wants to see what happens if you did it. You know what I mean? But the other part is like, damn, man.
Oh, it's going to be fucked up. Is because what's going to happen is I see this here as a prelude to more shootings of unarmed black people by the goddamn Los Angeles police department. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
And then they're going to put them in the county jail. Then they're going to come to you with the vaccinated shit. Oh, you don't want to get vaxxed? Well, we're sending you out to the desert, to the FEMA camp.
Yep.
You see, people, it's chess, not checkers. You see, they lining it up. Okay, they looking at the moves, 4 and 5 moves ahead. See, just like how the state of Oregon was giving a motherfucker a raffle ticket, no, a lottery ticket to go get vaccinated. And I find something very, very interesting.
What I find is that our city council had already approved $1.86 million contract increase. They city council, the corruption. You know, like the corruption. I said it, corruption. God.
Yeah.
Like, secret fucking clubs and shit and motherfucking secret meetings and everything's gonna eventually fucking come crashing in their face and motherfuckers are gonna suffer. It's gonna be a whole bunch of madness all for nothing. Like they should just
Oh, yeah.
in the first place, you know?
And it's all pre-planned this way.
Are you doing your show on Tuesday, right?
Oh, yeah, Brother Che will be hosting again.
Okay.
Brother Che.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's reading
Okay,
that.
are you available for Tuesday, sir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and the title of the show, and I'm going to type it up when I wake up, is going to be Just Before Dawn. Because we all know that is the coldest time of the day.
Yeah. Coldest time of the day.
Ramel, did you have anything to add?
Closing statements.
Closing statement. This is my brother understanding the angel of peace from the east. Understanding, understood in the neighborhood of you, bringing the whole world to dope. Official frontline campaign. Salute to the fallen soldiers. I just want to say thank you everybody for joining us today on Frontline Black News. Check us out on frontlinecampaign.org. Support Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which I'm the anchorman of, and support the revolutionary agenda starring Queen Brandy, aka Seduction Dawn, the Blizzard, Ramon and Sanders. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. All right. Closing comments on it is it's going to get worse at people. We got to defend ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves. All we got is each other. And once again, to quote Brother Che, and we still waiting on you Biden supporters to get with us and what your comments are. And we know you had your heads bumped. We know you've been bamboozled. We know you've been hoodwinked. But it's okay. Because it was designed this fucking way. So call us up there at 516-418-5996 at Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Please go to our archived episodes on Google. Go to our archived episodes on Twitter. Check out Google Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced and listen to our past episodes. We deal with the Black experience from the beginning of time to 10 minutes ago. And thank you very much.
That's spam. That's crazy. All right. Thank you for watching. Tuesday night. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Block Talk. Tap in. It's Colin. Thank you, baby, for doing the show. And Ramel. And go ahead and check me and Ramel out on the Revolutionary Agenda Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Indeed.
Thank you for watching. And this is horrible shit, Denver. Horrible shit. And I'll get into that another day. But this is fucking whoa. How could you? The other thing is join us again on Saturday with Frontline Black News. And Shabaka's on Tuesday. And we'll see you guys soon. And thank you and peace.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in. This has been episode 28 of the Frontline Black News. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Peace.
Peace. Salute.
Peace. Always.